Hello, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? This is TweaK here, and I am going to be giving you guys my impressions of point 12 so far. Now, before everyone freaks out, this isn't going to be a rant video to like the last thing I did, right? Quite the opposite, actually. I have quite a few things I want to cover in this video, so first of all, I'm going to go over my impressions, okay? And then I'd like to talk about, but where do we go from here? What do I want to see, like, in the future of EFT? So, let's start this off on a super positive note. I think point 12 is great so far. I think it's really good. I've been having a blast with point 12. It's been out now for a couple of weeks. I've hit level 40. I'm currently on the grind looking for my red keycard, farming shoreline. And then when I'm done with that, I'm going to do a ton of sniping on millbase and on woods. And I'm looking super forward to doing all these things. Fighting Glockar is super fun. Fighting Sturman is super fun. I love the way his guards flank you and all that kind of stuff. I only have a couple of tasks left to do. I'm currently like level 47, I think. So I'll get all those tasks done within a week or whatever. And then I think I'm going to start a hardcore account, maybe. I'm trying to decide whether I want to actually do a hardcore account this wipe or not, but we'll see. But let's get on to some of the main points here that I want to talk about. So the stutters, heavily reduced. I haven't had a stutter in a firefight for the entirety of this patch. All the stutters that I've been getting have been happening outside of firefights. I'm not sure what causes them. They're definitely not as frequent at all as they used to be. And it is definitely a much more enjoyable experience. That is 100% for sure. But I haven't had any stutters in a firefight yet, which is great. Obviously, you don't lock up while you're fighting somebody. This is just for me. I've heard other people have had stutters, but for me personally, I haven't had a stutter while I'm fighting somebody, and it's never caused me to die, which is great. The FPS is much better compared to how it used to be. You can turn this music down just a scotch there. But yeah, the FPS seems to be much improved. I am streaming the game and playing it on one PC. So I have a 7700K and a 1080 Ti that does my encoding. I have a new PC coming soon. Sho just got her new PC with her her 3900X in it. And she is easily getting 100 FPS on customs, if not more. I was watching her earlier and I couldn't believe how smooth her game was running. So I'm really excited to see how the game's going to run when I get my new PC. But I can definitely tell the game is a lot smoother and we're getting higher frame rates. And I've heard from my community too that they're all reporting back the same thing. Now, love the new weapons. New weapons are cool. Haven't really gotten to use the Ash too much, but I've heard from a lot of other people that the Ash is really, really good. I really like the TX15. The M9 is super cool. The 5.7 is super cool as well, and I really love all the new M700 attachments. I have a bunch of them built and ready to go for my Shooterboard in Heaven task line that I'm going to use. So yeah, new weapons. Very, very cool. Looking forward to seeing all of the new things that end up coming out in the near future. New map. Stunning, dude. It's so cool. It's so tense, and it's just nuts, man. You just get a different feeling everywhere you are. You know, you can go to different places, do different things. If you want close, hectic PvP, you go into those like dorm buildings. If you want to do sniping, you've got the tower. You've got all the towers that line the outside of the maps. Running FLIRs on that map is like, it's so cool because like scanning the windows and then seeing a little red head and you're just like, I'll have that, you know? But yeah, the new map is great. I love it. A lot of depth, a lot of ways you can play it. The new scav boss is dope. Super hard to fight. I've always found like getting close in with that guy is the play. Try and stay as close to him as you possibly can, because fighting that guy from a distance, man, with his sniper boys with the M1As, it's a bit of a nightmare, man. But yeah, really awesome. I really like the new map. Tons of great loot. I'm just excited to see tasks on that map now. Tasks that take place on Reserve, because as far as I know, the only task we've had on Reserve so far is the one from Jaeger, where you have to find the food storage. And then obviously Propor's task to find the big weapon rounds, whatever they are, for like the LMGs. You have to find the tank rounds or whatever they are, and then find the tank battery. But it's not really, like, I know you have to find that stuff on Reserve, but it's not like a task you do on Reserve, if you know what I mean. Like, compared to like a quest you have to do on customs, where you've got to go get the bronze pocket watch or something like that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a collect quest. But yeah, looking forward to seeing some tasks on Reserve. I think it'll be really cool. But yeah, the new bosses are amazing, man. Sturman and Glockar and his gang, really dope. I love the way Sturman's bodyguards will flank you as you're like closing in on them or you're trying to fight and they're flanking you. And it's just like a constant threat of just getting screwed, man. Even if you think you're close to killing Sturman, man, you're moving up and then you've got these guys that are just flanking all around and you're just cut. You're cut from any angle you try and push. You have to be so careful. So I'm really digging the new bosses. I think the new bosses are 10 out of 10, honestly. New items and attachments, all sick, as per usual. They're all great. The new weapon attachments are really cool. All the new items, new barter items, all very cool. All good sellers to therapists as well. So another good way to make money is like farming reserve. So it makes you want to go there because you know there's good items that you can farm there. New trader. I like Jaeger. He's pretty cool. Thermal monocular. Very cool. God, very powerful item. And a lot of fun to run. Hurts my eyes a little bit though because it's like a monocular. I've heard this from a few people too, but maybe just take some time to get used to it or whatever. I found I was getting kind of cross-eyed like when I was running it for more than like half an hour, but maybe that's just a me thing. But yeah, Jaeger, very cool. The sick items case is so cool, man. It's one of my new favorite items to come out this patch. I really like the sick items case. Takes a while to farm up the stuff that you need to get it, or you can buy it from the flea market and pay a premium. But I think it's definitely a really cool like end game, you know, docs case or keybar, because before everybody would run docs cases, or you had those people that would run a keybar with a wallet or whatever, but docs cases were mostly like the meta, but now it's just like, oh, sick case for everything. And I think that's great. I think it's really cool. I never thought we'd see another item similar to a docs case or a keybar. I thought we were just going to be stuck with those forever. The sick case is a really, really cool addition to the game. I like it a lot. I bring it everywhere with me. Hideout, man. Hideout is dope. It's great. I love the additions with like the soft skill XP increase. I love the little scav junk box. It's like a surprise every 2 hours or whatever to go and loot it and see what you get, and then pay another 55k and then be disappointed 2 hours. Nah, I'm just kidding. Some people have been very lucky and have gotten really good stuff out of it. I haven't really been super lucky yet. I've had like 2 that maybe made me like 80k. But, you know, eventually I'll get something good out of it that'll make it all worthwhile. But I like that, you know, surprise mechanics or whatever, where it's like, oh, what am I going to get? You know, it's like opening a marked room is like every time you open that for 55k or whatever. Bitcoin farm is great. Mine will be finished tomorrow. I'll be able to make 3 Bitcoins every 12 hours or whatever. It's really cool. The main thing I really like about the hideout is it's such a huge money sink, and it's something that Tarkov really needs. And it's the same reason why I think that the out of raid healing is a 10 out of 10 idea, because it removes money from the game. And it's so important for there to be constant money sinks in Tarkov. And the hideout, in a way, if you want to keep it fueled, if you want to keep your air filters and your water filters and all that stuff up to date, it's going to cost you money. Now, I know a lot of that money might be meaningless to some people, but it does go a long way to, you know, like you're investing your cash in this. And it's a good way to get money out of the game, which Tarkov never really had before, because gear always stayed in game. It was always cycling hands, or it was being sold to a trader and then gear was being bought back. So like a lot of the gear was never really leaving the game, other than like on labs where people were dying to raiders and gear was leaving the game that way. But yeah, for like the economy, it's great that we have more methods now of money actually leaving the game. I also like the fact that you can get increased quest money and XP for upgrading your hideout too. If you do that early game, you can benefit from it, or if you leave it to late game, you're not going to benefit from the extra XP or the extra money. So you can kind of choose to do with it, you know, what you will. You can kind of level it up as you wish. If you want to rush for certain things to level up faster, you can do it that way and sacrifice a little bit more early game to gain more throughout the mid and late game. So yeah, the hideout is awesome. I really like this first iteration of the hideout. I know it's not finished yet. I know there's more stuff that they want to add to it. I'm very excited to see what they are eventually going to add to the hideout as a collective system. Cosmetics are great. The bear stuff looks better. I'm a bear this patch. Cosmetics look fantastic. I can't wait to see more. Not really much else that needs to be said there. They're dope. Can't wait to see more. I would love to have the option to be able to customize our gloves separately, because there's a set of gloves that I would like to use with my like the tactical jacket that I have on right now. I'd just love to be able to customize the gloves as well, so I could have that full like black motif going on. I think that'd be pretty cool, but we'll see. Maybe they'll add that in the future. The hidden stashes are a great idea. just more bonus loot, man. You could be heading to the extract on Shoreline. Oh, my bag's not quite full. Well, I know there's a couple of stashes over there. If, you know, if I go 2 minutes out of my way, I can go grab a couple of stashes and maybe grab some extra loot on my way out. I love the idea of them, and there's tons of them too. I'm gonna make a video in the future of doing like a couple of runs where I hit like all 30 plus stashes on Shoreline and we see how much we make or whatever. So I'm gonna do that in the future when I'm finished farming the red keycard. But yeah, the hidden stashes are cool, man. I really dig the idea. Again, just more random stuff to loot, you know. It's kind of like similar to the scav junk box thing or whatever you call it in your hideout, where you get random items every 2.5 hours if you pay the money for it. It's fun. Everybody likes looting things where you never know what you're going to get. It's like a surprise. Like every time you loot a scav, you know, a scav backpack or whatever, a scav pocket, you never know what you're going to get. Now, ever so slightly controversial topic now. I think Jaeger's new quests are 10 out of 10. I really like them. I had a lot of fun doing the quest where you had to be flashbanged and kill PMCs. I was running around factory wearing like the new helmet and like a full body Gen 4 with a Saiga with 20 rounders, just throwing flashes at myself and just running at other PMCs. I had such a good time doing this. I really, really enjoy Jaeger's new quests. I think they're fun. And I don't know, a lot of people don't seem to like them. I had a blast doing them. I really enjoy doing them. I love the fact that we now have quests in the game that require you to go and kill the scab bosses. That is so good, man. I love that. You have to go get their unique item, bring it back to him. I think Jaeger's new quests are great. I really enjoy them. The new menu screen with the tree, very nice. Can't wait to see more menu screens that we're going to get in the future. The tree branch is probably a reference to Woods, which is a reference to obviously Sturman being the new scab boss, if I had to guess. So yeah, I really like the new menu screen. Really refreshing. I remember all on wipe day, you know, it was the joke like, oh yeah, this is the best tree ever, you know, while we're waiting to load into the game. But yeah, awesome. One quick thing I'd like to add as well, to all the people that were like complaining and bitching and moaning that you know, they couldn't get into the game for like, you know, 2 days, or they had like extreme loading times when the patch dropped. Guys, they had like 100,000 people trying to play the game on day one, and the servers just simply couldn't really handle it. They were just overloaded. I mean, I think they handled it pretty well. You know, after the first couple of days, everything went pretty smooth. They were still under quite a heavy load, but they worked their asses off for those couple of days to make sure like the vast majority of us could play the game. I know there were some people that couldn't. Sorry to those guys, but I think they did a great job in handling the drop for point 12. Obviously, there were problems. We knew that was going to be a thing, but I think they handled it pretty well in the end. So props to BSG for that. A lot of the new bugs that are in the game, sorry, I bopped my mic, like the being able to look around while you're in a door or whatever, and some of the quests, the rewards aren't going through properly. They're not really game breaking. Still audio bugs. There's a new audio bug where you can drop down off a ledge and make no sound. That's a major problem, like on Shoreline. But you just have to listen for people running towards those drop downs and then, you know, hold the drop downs because it's likely where they're going to go. But none of them are super game breaking. I haven't really run into any crazy bugs. So that's great. Disconnects and crashes are more or less non-existent for me, which is dope. Haven't really had any problems with disconnects and crashes. Hackers. Haven't seen one. I've heard a couple of people tell me they've ran into hackers. Whether that's true or not, or whether it was desync or whatever, I don't know. I still haven't seen any hackers in point 12 myself. At least nothing super crazy obvious. But I don't think I've ran into any cheaters yet, which is dope. So that's my current impressions of point 12. It's great so far. I'll probably make another one of these videos in about a month's time. I'll let you guys know how the servers are performing and all that other jazz. But I ask you guys the question, what now? And this is something that I think about. Something that I think about pretty often. And that is what now? What's next? So a couple of things that I would absolutely love to see. I'm just going to call them out here now. I know I've talked about these before, but I happen to believe in these ideas. Some people don't. Some people love the ideas, but we'll see. So I'm just going to list them out here. Progression is still pretty much the same. There's nothing really to do post level 40. Have all your quests complete and your hideout maxed out. There's not really anything else to do. This is fair enough. I know they're working on other stuff for the future to where we're going to have other things to do post level 40. But it's still a problem that there's nothing to do past level 40, max hideout, max task done. I know this is only a problem for a small percentage of the player base in the first couple of weeks. I know that. But I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just saying it again, just to further a point that I'm going to make next. So I would like to say that I'm looking forward to the story quest that they've talked about before. They said they were going to have like cutscenes and all that kind of stuff for all of the main story tasks or quests for EFT. So I'm not sure when those are going to start getting implemented, but I'm excited to see them. I'd like to get like deeper into the lore and like actually have a story and like voice acted cutscenes and all that kind of stuff. That's going to be very cool. So whenever that happens, I'm excited to see it. However, this is one point that I've been making on stream for a while. I've talked to a couple of other streamers about this too. And a lot of people tend to agree with me when I say that the leveling system needs to be reworked. I think this level 1 to 40, everything unlock thing kind of needs to go. We've had this system in place now for over 2 years. More than over 2 years, sorry, since the game's come out pretty much. Level 40 is pretty much the cap. You can go beyond level 40, of course, but once you hit level 40, you can, in theory, have everything in the game unlocked. So what I would suggest we do with this, I would like to see a system where instead of level 1 to 40, we go from level 1 to 100, right? Where level 100 is the equivalent of going from level 1 to level 50, okay? Or maybe level 1 to level 55 in its current state. Now, what I would mostly like to see here is we kind of get rid of trader loyalty levels somewhat. And as we hit certain level caps, like we hit level 10, 15, maybe even 18, 19, 20 or whatever, we spread out a lot of the unlocks that we get from traders across levels 1 to 100. All of the better stuff gets unlocked at the higher levels, like, you know, levels 80 to 100 or whatever. Whereas a lot more of the super early game and mid-game stuff is unlocked, you know, from levels 1 to 20, 1 to 25, and then 25 to 50. Therefore, what we're doing is we're slowing down the progression of the game, and we're making it so that more of the early game with all of, you know, the weapons with like all the crappy mods and stuff like that, are just, you know, they last longer. That whole early game lasts longer because the early game is fun, man. The early game struggle is a fun time. I would like to see it slowed down and just kind of stretched out over a more prolonged period where we don't just have people being super geared a weekend. I'll tell you right now, I'm running around with Gen 4s, M4s, HKs, Vals, Fast MTs, the brand new helmet with all the new attachments and stuff. Already, every raid already, I'm running this stuff. So I would love to see some system where this is kind of slowed down and screeched to a bit of a halt, where a lot of the really, really, really good gear, the Gen 4s, the HKs, the really high-end M4 attachments and that stuff are locked behind a much higher level cap. Like, you know, level 90, level 80 or whatever. And we just have the whole progress just slowed down and it's a bit more of a grind to get all this kind of stuff. I would love to see that. Also, I would like to see a prestige system for a lot of the super hardcore players out there, and even the hardcore players, not just the super hardcore players, whatever, to where when you hit level 100, you can choose to reset your PMC, but you keep your soft skills and you keep the stuff in your stash and you can level all the way up to 100 again and prestige again. And maybe what this would do is you would have a bronze dog tag, a silver dog tag, a gold dog tag, platinum, diamond dog tags, or a dog tag covered in blood, whatever. Or even clothing with blood and like tearing on it as like a minor cosmetic effect. Nothing that would give you an advantage, just something purely cosmetic for all the hardcore people that want to go out and do that kind of stuff. Because I know what I would, and I know a lot of the other EFT streamers would too. And even a lot of the hardcore EFT players would do this too, because I know a lot of people hit level 40 in the first week. And then it's like, well, what do we do? If we had that system to where we could just prestige and then grind up again and just struggle with all the crap gear against all the people that are already geared, I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people in the community would enjoy that. Maybe even scarring on your PMCs or something, depending on like how many raids you've done or something like that. So I think a prestige system in EFT would be really, really cool, just for some minor cosmetic crap. I think that would be dope. I also think that at this point in time, I think it would be awesome to have your scav, your PMC, and then you have a hardcore PMC. A hardcore PMC being a PMC that doesn't have access to the traders or the flea market. The only way you get stuff is via raid and from your tasks. I think that would be really awesome. You just have another character slot, and that's your hardcore character. He can't use traders, and he can't use the flea market. And that would, man, it would push so many people to actually make a hardcore account. And then maybe have like a special dog tag for hardcore players. Maybe it's worth a little bit more money or something like that. I don't know, but they have a special dog tag with like a skull and crossbones on it saying they're a hardcore account. I think that'd be really cool. I'd love to see that. Yeah, I would love to see it. I know a lot of other people would love to see it too, instead of having to make another account and use that specifically for hardcore. Another thing that I would like to see, daily quests, weekly quests, monthly quests. I would love to see this, man, because this would keep us grinding again. It would give us more stuff to do. And like, you know, daily quests give you kind of a meh reward. You know, it might be just random stuff. A weekly quest will give you better rewards. And then a monthly quest would obviously give you some fat reward. Like maybe a thick weapons case or a thick items case or a shipment of high-end gear or just, I don't know, just anything, whatever. I would love to see that. And maybe like the monthly quest could be like kill Gluckar 20 times or like kill all the scab bosses 10 times or 20 times or some shit. I don't know. I'm just spitballing off the top of my head right now. But I would love to see daily, weekly, and monthly quests being added to Tarkov. And maybe Fence gives them to you. Another thing I would like to see are just random tasks. You get an email from Fence. He's like, I need you to take care of something. And, you know, he sends you an email and then you have a task from Fence. Maybe that could be Fence's quests. He wants you to go, I don't know, just do random stuff. I don't know. It could be kill 50 scabs on some map because some dickhead stole his Tashanka. You know, and he wants you to go eliminate his family or whatever. Like, and you know, you get a reward for that, or you gain something for that, or maybe you can gain like soft skill XP. Soft skill XP could be something great that could be tied to daily, weekly, and monthly tasks, or to some random fence tasks or something like that. Because right now we all know that leveling our soft skills is a nightmare. It is. It's a pain in the ass. You really do have to just cheese a lot of them to level them up efficiently, or spend a ridiculous amount of money on grenades. And that's how a lot of people do them. But right now there isn't really an efficient way to level endurance, strength, metabolism, all this other kind of stuff. It's all very, very slow. And it would be awesome if we could have a just some kind of separate task system that would allow us to, you know, do these quests, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, cool. So I've done this quest, now I've got 50 soft skill points that I can apply to one of my physical skills, or maybe one of my other skills. And I can just pop that in there, and then, oh, cool, I get a level for endurance, or I get a level for strength, or a level for metabolism, or a level for, like, mag drills, or recoil control, whatever you're looking for, whatever you want to do. And the different tasks could have different brackets of soft skills that you can level up. So every day you get on, it's like, oh, oh, shit, cool, I've got a soft skill task that I can do now, because I can put it for strength, and I need that for my hideout. Or I can use it on metabolism, and, you know, because I need it for a task. I think that'd be really cool. I would love to see you guys do more stuff with soft skills. We've seen like the first iteration of it now, where we can get the sniping soft skill for 50,000 euros, which, by the way, as of the time of recording this video, it is the 12th of November, is still bugged. If you've watched until this point, don't hand that quest in. You still only get half XP for it. So wait until they announce that they fixed that first before you hand that in. But I would love to see more soft skill integration with tasks. I would love to see that, man. It'd be so cool. And it'd be a much just better way to level your soft skills instead of just doing cheesy, grindy stuff, you know? And I also think that locking a lot more stuff behind tasks would be good. Like a lot of end game stuff, a lot of suppressors, a lot of the super high-end attachments, I feel like should be locked behind quests from different traders, just to make them that bit harder to get. And again, to just prioritize how important doing your tasks are. I know so many people that are just like, I don't like doing my tasks, so I don't do them. I'm level 15 6 months into the wipe. It's like, Jesus, man. You know, it's so much content. A lot of the quests are really fun. I know some of them are a bit of a pain in the ass to do, but a lot of them are so much fun, man. And it's a big reason, you know, for like so much of the progression in the game. It's just do your tasks, man. So yeah, those are my ideas for just a couple of things for the leveling system. I know there's tons of other streamers out there that have different ideas for different stuff, and I'm not saying that my way is the perfect way or anything like that, but this is what I'd like to see, and I know other people have other ideas, and I fucking love everybody's ideas as far as this stuff goes. I'm not saying anybody's opinions on this are wrong, but I feel like something needs to change. Maybe during the next wipe, something would need to change just to keep things fresh. Because right now the leveling system is getting a little bit stale. And I'd love to see some really cool changes be made to it. I think there's a lot of really cool room for maneuvering here. So I'm just going to get on to the next topic because I would gush on about the leveling system for an hour if I could. Map times. I would really like to see this be changed. It's an idea I've been floating around, like it's been floating around in my head since the start of the wipe. I would either like to see it go back to the way it was before, where left side is always daytime, right side is always nighttime, or honestly, ideally, this is what I'd much rather see. There is one time now. One time. And tough shit, if you have a task on customs and it's 3 in the morning and it's pitch black, grab yourself some fucking NVGs or a flashlight. Nighttime raids in Tarkov are some of the most intense, most atmospheric, some of the coolest raids you can do in this game. And there is no reason to do them right now. I would love to see a reason where players are forced to do nighttime raids. Nighttime raids are so good, man. I really would love to see them be just prioritized more and pushed more for people to try them, because people don't want to do nighttime raids because they're scary. And you should be scared, man, because it is. It's tense, it's scary, it's freaky, it's atmospheric, the sounds are great, and it just, like, there's so much equipment in this game that could be utilized for nighttime raids that just never gets used because people don't do nighttime raids. And if you were to do this, slash the prices of the night visions. Just fuck it. Just slash the prices of them. Half the price of night visions if you've got it, to keep the player base happy, and just let people have fun with nighttime raids. Let people experience nighttime raids. Don't make it this big scary thing where I have to spend 500,000 rubles on, or not 500,000 rubles, but 100k or 50k on a set of night visions. Just make them dirt cheap and just let people have fun with it. But yeah, night raids are hugely underutilized, and I think that's such a massive shame. I think that nighttime raids should just be made darker, all the lights be turned down, get rid of a lot of the ambient lighting and just make it pitch black. Make it super, super atmospheric. You need a flashlight. I want you to be scared walking through dorms on customs, walking through the resort on shoreline, walking through anywhere on mill base or interchange. I want it to be just pitch black unless you have a flashlight or night visions on. I feel like it'd be so cool, and there's so much potential there for so many awesome firefights and moments in nighttime raids, and it's just wasted right now, I feel like. So that's all I have to say about map times. One other thing I want to say really quickly, interconnected maps. I just want to get my point out here. It's nothing really to do with this video, but I don't think they're I don't think they're a great idea. I like the current format of Tarkov. I like the idea of being able to go to labs via another map and maybe potentially go to reserve via customs. I think that's a cool idea, but I think the idea of stitching a bunch of maps together and then increasing the player population on these maps is just a bad idea. I think Tarkov's current format is 10 out of 10. I really like the way the game is structured right now, and I would really like to see maybe just the implementation of being able to go to labs through Streets of Tarkov when that comes out, or being able to maybe go from customs to reserve. I think that'd be cool. But I think the idea of interconnecting maps, people are still talking about this. People still think it's a good idea. I don't think it would be that good. I think it would be kind of boring unless you massively increase the amount of players that can get into these maps. But like, think about it. You're going to go from Shoreline to whatever map's next. By the time you're finished in Shoreline, the next map you get to is going to be empty. All the loot's going to be gone. Everything's going to be dead. You might get into some PvP. I don't know though. This is a topic that could honestly have its own video, and I just wanted to put it out there that I don't think it's a great idea, and that I like the current format. And I think the idea of going in through other maps via customs or via Streets of Tarkov or whatever comes out in the future, I think that's cool. But I don't think the idea of interconnected maps is such a great idea. Now, I am going to finish this video out by just saying I'm excited to see how the development is going to go now that we have taken that fucking massive step to moving to Unity 2018. I'm excited to see how development's going to pick up. I'm excited to see how much quicker the game's going to be developed. I'm excited to see what, further optimizations and improvements we're going to see to the game. And I'm also excited to see what new guns, new maps, cosmetics, all this other stuff that's going to be added, along with the quests and all this other cool stuff. I feel like the next year or two is going to be pretty cool for EFT. They did say that now that they're on Unity 2018, it's going to pick up. Development is going to start moving quicker. And so far, Point 12's been dope for me. I've really been enjoying it. Everybody in my community that I've spoken to, the vast majority of them, have really enjoyed it. All the other streamers I've spoken to, mostly have really enjoyed it. Not really a lot to complain about. I'm not saying that it's perfect. Of course not. There's still work to be done, but it is a massive fucking step in the right direction. And I'm so happy. I am happier than anyone else, man, that it was good. Point 12 was great. And it's really kind of reignited a lot of that passion that a lot of people had for this game. And I think it's going in a much more positive direction now. Compared to that video that I made 6 or 8 months ago, whatever it was, that rant video I made, I pretty much take it all back. Everything now, minus a couple of things, it's really moving in a positive direction. I'm excited to see how the game's going to do in the next year. And I'm really excited to see what new stuff we're going to see and how well the game's going to perform in about a year's time. Because right now, it's on track and it's doing really great. And I'm really stoked. Really, really proud to be a part of this community. I'm really proud to, like, kind of be a voice for like the community now. It's a really awesome position I'm in, and I'm very thankful to all the people that have supported me on my stream and all the people that support me on YouTube and watch my stupid rant videos and my other videos and stuff. So I just want to say thank you to you guys for listening to me, putting up with my opinions and all that kind of stuff. I think it's really great. I'm super stoked to be a part of this community, and I'm excited to see what the future holds, man. I'm very excited to see what the future holds for all of us. So lads, thank you guys a million for watching the video. If you guys enjoyed it, give it a like. If you didn't like it, give it a dislike and all that jazz. And if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. Let me know what you guys think, how your guys' experiences with Point 12 have been, what you would like to see in the future. What's your opinion on some of the stuff that I've said in this video? What do you disagree with? What do you agree with? And yeah, lads, hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the wipe. I'll see you guys in Raid, or I'll see you guys over on the Twitch stream, live every day from like 6 p.m. UK time until whenever I'm too tired to keep going. So lads, cheers for watching. Have a great rest of your wipe. Peace out, my dudes.